a beautiful fall morning, and as the weather changes, it gets cooler, you still have to keep track of what to do for your lawn, and who better to tell us what to do than our expert from Ryan Lawn and Tree, Dr. Rodney St. John. And let's talk a little bit about how to keep things healthy and ready in the fall for your yard.
Right. We already talked about seeding, and that's very important.
Right.
And so today I really want to talk about aerating your lawn.
Okay, and that brings in these machines. Now, is this difficult to do, and how important is it to do?
It's not difficult to do, but it's very important. We've talked about in the past how roots need air to breathe.
Right.
And so the benefit of aerating your lawn is you're poking holes in the ground, you're removing cores of soil, and you're allowing more air and water to get into the soil. And that's really the key, is better air in the soil means healthier plants, and that'll mean you have a thicker, healthier lawn.
How deep do we have to go? I mean, how big do those little cores have to be?
So these machines will typically go about 3 to 4 inches deep maximum, but and as deep as you can get it is possible. So this lawn here is pretty dry today, so we're looking at about 1 inch or 2 inches is all we're going to get in, but that's every little bit helps.
That's very interesting. Now, if you don't, most of us don't have an aerator just sitting in our garage.
Right.
So how do we go? I don't. So how do we go about getting one of these machines to use?
So you can hire a professional to do it. Well, obviously we can do it, but this Bluebird machine here is an example that you could rent from Home Depot or Bledsoe. They rent for about $70 for 4 hours or $100 for a day. So get a few of your neighbors together and split the cost and rent it for the whole day.
Have an aeration party.
Aeration party.
The whole block gets aerated on one day. Is that the only thing we need to be aware of as far as getting our lawn ready for the fall and the winter, is the aeration process, or are there other things?
There's other things. The other things I want to share about aerating your process before you do that is also make sure you mark your sprinkler heads.
Oh, that's
put some
true.
flags.
I see you put some flags up.
Yeah, because I mean, you run these machines across, they're going to poke holes in your pipe and your sprinklers and cause some problems.
Right.
So keep aware of those, and you know, make sure you get that. Make sure you get those sprinkler heads.
Yeah,
marked.
because that would be a whole new problem. Then you'd do that, and you'd have to call Dr. Rods. Okay, now I broke my sprinkler head.
Got water popping up in the yard.
Is watering into the fall and winter, is that important? Because sometimes I think we have to turn off the outdoor faucet and we're not going to water.
No, you definitely need to want to continue to water, especially if you've seeded your yard.
Yeah.
Those young seedlings are going to have a very short root system, so you're going to need to keep those watered. If you planted some shrubs or some trees, we want to keep those watered. And you know, the last couple falls it's been dry and we haven't had very good rainfall, so keep an eye on the rainfall and make sure you keep your lawn watered and going well into the wintertime.
When you mention the trees, how should we be careful when we're aerating, how close we get to those trees, or doesn't that really matter?
It doesn't matter. They're pretty resilient, and you're not going to do that much damage. It's going to poke some holes into it'll probably damage the machine more than it damages the tree.
So the good advice is to get one of these machines either from Ryan or go rent one.
Yep.
When you rent one, will they kind of go through it with you a little bit?
Yeah, they'll walk you through and make sure you understand how to use the machine and make sure that you're not going to hurt yourself or hurt the machine.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Because sometimes when people take this stuff home, all of a sudden it seems foreign to us.
It is a big piece of machine, and it can cause some damage, so you want to mark your sprinkler heads. You know, if you know where your cable or television or telephone line is at, they're usually about 4 inches deep, but I've seen them real close to the surface, so you might want to avoid those areas as well, but it can be risky.
That's really a good idea. So go around and mark that lawn, and then before you do the aeration, and then get out there. Is there any time that you shouldn't? Is it too late in the season to do it at any point?
Nope, we can do it all probably at the same time frame as seeding. So I usually tell people not to seed after October 15th. If you do seed after October 15th, you run the risk of having some winter damage, or it may not survive the winter time.
Good. Good calendar information. Now let me tell you how you can get a hold of them. Of course, you can go to the website, which is ryanlawn.com, or you can call 913-381-1505 and get more information on aerating your lawn for the fall.